All right. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at in the type tool area here is we're going to look at how to fill in a space with type, okay? So you'll get something that looks kind of like this type of thing. We'll create a shape and then we're going to fill it in. So let's take a look. I created a new file here, and what I'm going to do is actually make a shape. So first of all, I'll just use a regular, one of the pre-made shapes that they have. Now, when I do this, I can angle it the way I want. I'm going to turn off the fill so there's nothing filled up inside there. And then what I'll do is I've got a nice shape here. I'll go to the type tool and I'm going to pick the first one, the regular type tool. Now watch what happens when I just click right on the line, right? Click right on the line and bam, it fills up with the text. And then of course you can fill this up with whatever you want. You can type over this, or if you have something you've copied and pasted, like a poem, for example, you can actually just paste it and it will fill in that particular space within that boundary. It's actually pretty simple to use once you get used to it. And then when you let go, of course, now notice that this, what I pasted in here, didn't have a lot of words, so it's only filling up what it actually can fill, right? There's not that much space there. But let's say we try a different shape. Let's say a ellipse, right? And draw it. I can turn off the fill. Take my type tool again, click right on the edge, make sure you've got it selected, click right on the edge, and then there, it fills up. And then of course I can just type whatever I want, and as I type, you'll see that it's restrained by the actual boundaries. Of course, I can also copy and paste into it. Now, also, of course, you can create your own customized shapes, right? So if you do this, for example, and we haven't really looked at the curvature tool. This is similar to the pen tool. I like to turn off the fill right away, but it's more like a drawing tool. Or let's say I want to make kind of an unusual shape. I can just click and drag, and unlike the pen tool, it kind of goes more, a little bit more naturally, right? So I'm trying to create something. You can see how you just go, and then you come back to where you are, right? So I've created this shape using the curvature tool, and then of course I can do the same thing. Click on my type tool, click right on the line, it fills up with the letters. And of course, this gives you an idea of like, okay, this is what it would look like with this particular font at this particular size, right? And then you can change that, you can select it and change it, type in your own or copy and paste your own work, right? So the idea is here, I'll show you what we're going to do in this first part of this project, is you're going to pick a poem, or it could be a song. And what you're going to do is I found one here by Langston Hughes, and it's called Life is Fine, right? So I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to use the type tool to just write the name here of the poem, right? And I'll set the font size the way I want it to be. And of course, I will pick I'll pick an appropriate font that I want, and I'm going to write it out here. Life is fine, and the name of the poet there. So what I'm going to do next is create a shape, and then put the poem in the shape. Okay. Now it's kind of cool if you can think about the poem and find a shape that you think would somewhat fit what the poem is about, right? That's kind of a little extra step to go to that, but you can mess with that. Okay, so I've made the title. Now what I'll do is I'll create some kind of a shape that I'm going to put the poem in, okay? Now you could draw one with the curvature tool, or you could create your own type of shape. I think what I'll do is I'll just make something fairly simple for this. I'll use the polygon tool, and I'll make a little polygon here, and I'll turn off the fill, and then what I'll do is I will go to the text tool, click on it, and then I'm going to say, okay, look, the letters are a bit too big for what I want to use, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to shrink them down. Now what I want to do is I've gone to this website, and I'm going to make sure I've copied the poem. I selected it already, so I'll just copy the actual poem itself, go back into Illustrator, and paste it right there. And there it is. You can see that it's inside there. Now I can resize this a bit, and as you resize it, you'll see that, wow, okay, it fits better. You may have to do some adjustment here to get it to work. And I'll move this over a bit. I wanted to get something that's just a little bit unusual. So there, when I look at it, you'll see, okay, I like this. I'm going to move it around a little bit. There we go. I've got, looks like a page out of a poetry book. And so I've got the name of my poem, and I've got the poem in an unusual shape. So there you go. That's how you do it. So in this project, this is what you'll do, is you'll find a poem or song, give it the name and title, and then find a shape and paste your poem into it.